We've come a long way in terms of how we talk about mental health. Social media campaigns are being launched on some of the more insidious illnesses of the mind. Employers are being given help on how to support employees that could be suffering from illnesses such as depression. And depression itself hasn't been treated as a form of demonic possession since the Babylonian period. And yet, today's Biz Daily is about a series of tweets that a man sent about his mental health and the jibing media backlash that they sparked. Marcus Notch Persson is a new billionaire who founded Mojang, created Minecraft, and then sold it all to Microsoft for $2.5 billion. It's not exactly pocket cash, and with that, he bought a £70 million dollar mansion in Beverly Hills. So he kind of has the life that everyone could dream of having. He's created a game that's become so popular it might as well be pre-installed on all smartphone devices and has more money than you can dream of having. But in a series of tweets, he revealed that he's not exactly happy with the lot that he's been given. So what did he say? The first tweet read that the problem with getting everything is you run out of reasons to keep trying, and human interaction becomes impossible due to imbalance. He followed that up with hanging out in Ibiza with a bunch of friends and partying with famous people, able to do whatever I want, and yet I've never felt more isolated. He added that in Sweden I will sit around and wait for my friends with jobs and families, watching my reflection in the monitor. To me, it sounds like Notch is going through that feeling that you get when you're playing Sims and you just strike motherload too many times. The cash rolls in and suddenly it's like the life that you've been creating is stripped of all meaning, all challenge and all fun. It's that classic cliche of what do you give the man who's got everything? And it kind of sounds from these tweets that Person is also thinking, as a man with everything, what do I give others? Now, the issue is that some reports have made fun of Notch. VentureBeat ran a story saying that we've seen Twitter freakouts before, but this one is for the books, presumably while shifting comfortably in their seats and stuffing their mouths full of popcorn. The article and others like it suggests that really all Notch is doing is asking for attention, humble bragging. You know, he's had his cake, now just eat it. Rich people can't be depressed or be unhappy with what they've got. But last time I checked, depression doesn't tend to strike indiscriminately. It doesn't check the size of your bank balance, the size of your house, or how successful you've been in the past before coming knocking at your door. If Notch had written a series of tweets describing his experiences of, I don't know, epilepsy or diabetes or another physical illness, people would turn around and scoff, oh, but he's rich, how can he be suffering? Quick flick through these headlines and responses and it suddenly becomes clear that our approach to mental health isn't always, well, healthy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here diagnosing Notch with anything. I'm not a mental health expert and I'm not turning around saying that he is mentally ill, but it's kind of clear that after a roller coaster few years, he's suffering some sort of emotional whiplash. He's got this new space of wealth that's fallen on him and he's not really sure how to deal with it, and he's reaching out asking for help. But I'm sitting here reading these reports and wondering whatever happened to journalistic impartiality. The VentureBeat author said in his article that he probably shouldn't make light of Person's problems, and yet he turns around and says in a very judgmental tone that there's something superficial about a relatively rich and famous person spilling out his problems in a 140-character blast to all his fans and followers on Twitter. With such a sneering voice, the author blasts through any shred of sensitivity like antibiotics and kills all empathy, support and tact in his reporting. Now, Notch is known for being quite straightforward in his approach and kind of sharing what it is he's thinking, and just because you're rich and famous doesn't mean that you can't struggle with inner demons or have things that you really need to get off your chest. In fact, it's refreshing to have someone of Notch's standing stand up and yell into the void that no, he isn't perfect. No, he doesn't have everything, and no, he doesn't have all the answers, and no, he's not truly happy. I've been to so many conferences where people have stood up on stage and really dissected and drilled down into what exactly could be that secret ingredient that made Minecraft so successful and how can we emulate it? The grass is always greener on the other side. Well, maybe it isn't, and for Notch to have stood up, made himself vulnerable, and really challenged that assumption and subverted it into something new, We should be applauding him, not sneering at him from behind our screens. Well, that's just my opinion, but what do you think? Do you think that Notch was right to stand up and draw attention to how he was feeling, or really should he have gone about it in a different way? Let us know in the comment section below, and in the meantime, we'll see you on the next video.